Kieran McLaughlin, the man wanted in connection with the murder of a man in London, Derry, has been arrested after a huge manhunt and a dramatic car chase through the city.
Armed police officers managed to detain their suspect without a shot being fired and without anyone being injured. When they arrested Kieran McLaughlin, he was armed with a number of weapons.
Well, our correspondent Mark McFadden watched the drama unfold.
Well, this was an intensive policing operation that lasted several hours last night and stretched across both sides of the border. It all began when Kieran McLaughlin was spotted driving at St Johnston in County Donegal. The Gardaí followed him, but he made it across the border. And it was then that the PSNI took up the chase. Numerous public appeals had been made this week asking Kieran McLaughlin to surrender himself. He failed to do so, and it took last night's dramatic operation to bring him in. His car was followed into Derry's CACCIA area. He was clearly aware he was being tailed and he abandoned the vehicle. But he was able to take a second car from outside a house and the pursuit began again. Around 3 a.m. he abandoned this car too and took off on foot. Police used just about every resource at their disposal, including dog teams, a helicopter with heat-seeking equipment and specialist firearms officers. They finally cornered Kieran McLaughlin in the driveway of a house here in CACCIA. He was hiding under a car. Police officers with weapons drawn and protected by ballistic shields were able to approach him and arrest him, and he was armed.
2 handgun type firearms and a shotgun. Well, it was potentially dangerous, and we had to engage a range of specialists, for example, firearms specialists. We had very strict command protocols and arrangements in place, so we were well aware of the risks. But it was our job to locate Mr. McLaughlin and safely bring him into custody, and I'm grateful that we've got the solution that everyone would have wanted.
The follow-up security operation saw a number of areas in CACCIA cordoned off. The Army's bomb squad was called in to examine the vehicles McLaughlin had been using. Kieran McLaughlin has now been taken to Antrim Serious Crime Suite for questioning about the murder of Barry McCRORY. The manhunt is over, without injury or loss of life. Around 100 police officers were involved in this potentially dangerous operation. And I can tell you, at Strand Road Police Station, there's an overwhelming sense of relief that this mission was brought to a conclusion without a shot being fired and without anyone being injured. It all passes now into the hands of the criminal justice system, and detectives investigating the murder of Barry McCrory last week will be keen to progress that murder inquiry as speedily as possible. Back to the studio.